Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to another week of creativity. I'm very excited. I got some new products delivered just a couple of days ago, and I've got them to share with you today, and then we're going to do a quick project with some of those beautiful new products. So very exciting. All right, now let me just fix this camera up a little bit. There we go. Okay, great. All right, well, while everybody is jumping on, I'm just going to bring this live up on my other devices so that I can see all of your comments there. Just put the volume down because you don't need to hear me in stereo. That would be very annoying. Okay, bring that up over on my computer as well, and everything is set up. Fantastic, great. So if you are watching live with me today, you will see the red live button up in the top left hand corner. If you don't see that, then you are watching the replay. So thank you to all my replay warriors. Thank you also to all of you watching over on YouTube. I really appreciate your support over there. So thank you so much for watching. So I'm going to share a few things with you first, some things that are coming up. Then I'm going to share with you some new products, and then we're going to create a project. So feel free, if you're watching the replay, to fast forward through to the bits that you would like to see. But if you would like to have me in the background as well as you're doing something else, that's also great too. I just appreciate you being here. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy what I have to share with you today. Now I'm just having a look to see, I've still got that camera crooked. For some reason today, it just did not want to sit straight. There we go. Is that better? Maybe that's a bit better. We still don't have the flip screen thingy, but we've done something a little bit sneaky today because I have printed my flyers backwards. So when I hold them up to the camera, they're going to be the right way around for you, which is awesome. So before we jump in, I just wanted to wish everybody a belated Happy Mother's Day for yesterday. To all of you mums and nanas out there, I hope that you all had a lovely day. And yeah, we had a very quiet one. It was just Amber and I yesterday because obviously one of our daughters lives in Queensland and our son was sick and his wife, so they couldn't come and visit. Hubby had been away on business, but he arrived home late last night. So Amber and I just had a really chilled day yesterday. We made some lovely scones, gluten-free of course. Made some yummy scones in the afternoon. We did church in the morning, then we went and did a little bit of grocery shopping looking for some yummy gluten-free things. So picked up a few yummy things, and then came home, had a nap, and then when we got up we made some scones, and then we watched a movie, and then had pizza for dinner, gluten-free pizza. So that was really yummy. So it was a very lovely day. I've got my beautiful mama polar bear and baby polar bear brooch on today in recognition of Mother's Day yesterday, because I actually didn't wear a brooch yesterday. Yeah, but I thought I would wear this one today in commemorating Mother's Day yesterday. So I hope that you all had a beautiful day. I hope that you got spoilt or you had some time shared with your family. And for those of you who couldn't be with your family, I hope that just, remembering those happy memories and the things that you have shared together, just filled your heart with love and thankfulness. So, yeah. All right, well, we'll jump into some news so that we can get started, because I've got quite a few things to show you today. Now, of course, we have the beautiful new annual catalogue, which has gone live. Yay! It went live on Tuesday last week, so it was the day after I was filming. So now I can actually show you the inside of the catalogue, which is very exciting. So now it's gone live, I can show you the inside, which is great. So it means we can reference that all the time now. So that's really cool. We also have some other things coming up. Because we have a new catalogue, of course, I always do a product share. So let's see. Yay, it is around the right way for you now. That's awesome. So I have my product shares coming up. Now in my product shares, these are products, brand new products from the new catalogue. There are different shares that you can choose from, or you can choose to get them all. It's totally up to you. I have the new in color product shares, cardstock and paper, sorry. Then I've got the ribbons and embellishment shares. I've got the new designer series paper shares, the color collection paper shares, or you can choose to get it all. Now registrations are going to be closing tomorrow for that. So if you want to get in on that, in on these shares, then be sure to register by tomorrow. I'm going to pop the link up in just now. I'll pop that up. Okay, there we go. That should have popped up on screen. So you can click on that to go to, all of my links are actually there. So you can go to any of those, but the product share one is there as well. It should be up near the top. So be sure to check that out. So I'll leave that up on the screen for a moment. So hello everyone. Thank you for jumping in. Hi Janelle, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's yes, I had a lovely day yesterday. Thank you. Hey Leonie, lovely to have you with us. Good afternoon. Athena's here too. Hey Athena. Oh, she's still working in the background there. Well, she's working. She's got me in the background. So thanks, Athena. It's lovely to have you with us today. So great to have you there. So yeah, so all of my links are there on the screen at the moment. So feel free to click on those to go and check out the annual catalogue product shares that I have on offer, and you can choose whichever ones you like to participate in, or as I said, you can get them all. Registrations are closing tomorrow, so you'll have to be quick to get in on this current share that I have running. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to share with you was we have, with the new annual catalogue, Stampin' Up has put on a wonderful starter kit special. So this is the biggest one that they have had. This will be the biggest one that they have all year. This is the biggest one with the most value that they've had apparently ever. I don't know. That's what we're told. So yeah, I'm running with that. But it is amazing because you get to choose $303 worth of product when you purchase the starter kit, but you only pay $169. So you're getting $134 worth of product for free, and you get to choose whatever you want to put in the starter kit. So it might be some of the brand new products. It might be some of the products that are on special in the last chance list. It might be kits. It might be online exclusive products. Whatever is current in the online store, you can pop that in your starter kit, and you get to choose up to $303 worth of product. So that's really awesome. Then you'll get free shipping as well on that starter kit special. So if you have been sitting on the fence for a while, or you have been with Stampin' Up before and you've left, you're welcome to come back again and purchase the starter kit again. If you have a big wish list, and if your wish list is up around the $150, $160 mark, definitely think about, or higher, definitely consider the starter kit special, because you'll get the most value that way. It's the best deal in the catalogue, and especially an even more awesome deal at the moment because you get added value. You get that $134 of free product. So when you join, you don't need to do classes, you don't need to sell products. You can just purchase the products for yourself if you'd like to. You'll get a minimum of 20% discount, and you can build that up to 25% over time if you wish. You will be joining a fantastic community of like-minded people who love craft as much as you do. And we have a beautiful, beautiful community in our team as well. So my team is called the Paper Craft Gems, because I do believe that each person is precious and valued. and I love my gems. So you're welcome to come and join us if you live in Australia and you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you're working with. We'd love to have you come and join us, join in the fun, join in the community, make some new friends. Yeah, we'd love to have you. And of course, there's so many other things, so many other benefits of joining as well. Of course, there's the wider Stampin' Up! Community. We have demonstrator only events. We have demonstrator only website and Facebook groups where you get lots and lots of creative inspiration. So many things. You get early access to new product and new catalogues. What else we have? Oh yes, I mentioned that about the events, demonstrator only events each year. Actually, we've got a creative one coming up very soon, which we can purchase the products for now as demonstrators for the Creativity Now event, which is happening in June, but we can get early access to the products now. And those products are actually from the next mini catalogue, which doesn't release until September. So we can get them super duper early, which is awesome. So yeah, so we would love to have you come and join us for all of the fun. And just so you know, if you do purchase the starter kit and join Stampin' Up, you can exit at any time. There's no lock-in period. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm one of those people that I like to know all of the details before I make a decision about something. So I'm happy to answer all of your questions. So please feel free to get in contact with me and answer any of those questions you might have, and then make that decision for yourself if it's the right choice for you. Okay, so but this starter kit special goes up until the end of May. So you've only got till the 31st of May to jump on this one. So be sure to do that if it's something you've been thinking of. Don't leave it, because you'll miss out on that additional product that you can pop in your starter kit. And we get all of the benefits of customers as well. We also get all of the Stampin' rewards, the same as customers get. Any discounts on products, we get that, plus then we get our demonstrator discount on top of that. So yeah, make some really great savings. So if you'd like me to help to show you how you can save on your craft supplies, then yeah, definitely please get in contact with me. I'd love to chat with you. All right, the next thing I have got to share with you is I do have another class coming up. This one is a scrapbooking workshop class. I'm calling it the Sun Bunny Special Scrapbooking Workshop. It is a really adorable set of products that we're going to be using to create 3 double-page spreads. 12 by 12 inch, each page is 12 by 12 inches, so you're going to make a total of 6 pages. It's going to be on Saturday the 31st of May. Now registrations are closing on the, is it the 16th or the 18th? The 16th. So be sure to register for that as well. And we're going to be using the Storybook Moments Scrapbooking Workshop Kit to put together that. So I will be here to step you through that and help and support you as you create beautiful memories, or as you create those beautiful memories on your pages. That's what I meant to say. So it's going to be an in-person class from 1 till 5 p.m. So it is a 4-hour class, because it does take a while, being scrapbook layouts, and there's a lot of detail in them. So it takes a little bit more time to put those together, but we would love to have you come and join us for that. So you can either go to my website, which is mandywitherby.stampinup.net, or you can click on the link that you can see up, hopefully see up on the screen at the moment. I will actually pop the links down in the comments as well, just in case you can't, for any reason, you can't see the link up on the screen. Excuse me, I'm getting a little froggy in my throat here. I'm going to put all of my links together in one comment, and then that way you can navigate. You can just click on that one link, and that will then open up all of the different separate links, and you can click on whichever one you want, whether or not that's for the product shares, the joining offer, the shopping, or the scrapbooking workshop. You'll be able to get all of them there. And if there's anything I can help you with, or anything you can't find, please feel free to get in contact with me, and I'll be happy to help you. All right. Now, let's see, how are we going? We've got, yep, okay, all good. All right. Well, I will, I'll just take that link back down off there for the moment. We'll just, whoops, hang on a sec, see if I can hide that. Okay, I think that should be gone now. All right. Okay, so you should still be able to find the links in the comments there. All right. Well, I received something really beautiful from my daughter Amber for Mother's Day. She made something very special for me, so I would love to show that, share that with you before I launch into the new Catalogue products. But she made this beautiful little album for me, which is, it's a little 3D album book. It's a little 3D book with an album, mini album inside. Would you call it a mini album? Yeah, inside. Isn't that just adorable? And she has actually used the Storybook Moments suite to create this beautiful little memory album. And look, we've got book detail on here. We've got lined pages. Not sure if you can see that closely. And then when you open this up, inside, oops, hang on a minute. Oh, there we go. Inside is this beautiful little pull-out album. And this actually can come all the way out, of photos of my beautiful family. There's my beautiful girls there. And if we flip that over, we've got my hubby and I, and my son and I on his, that was on my son's wedding day. Isn't that just so beautiful? She did such an amazing, amazing job on this. It's simply gorgeous. And that's her there. That's Amber there. Was that on the wedding day? Yes, that was on the day of the wedding, actually. Yeah. And this is Brookie and I on Brooke's 30th birthday last year. So there you go. Isn't that just stunning? And then it all folds up into a little book, and then it goes into the little book there. Isn't that cute? Now these little books, so these little, I can't even remember what they're called now. What were they called? They were little treat boxes that you can get, and Amber has covered it with designer series paper and decorated it all, of course. They just come white. They were, I don't actually know if they are still available. Let's have a look and see if they are still available. I can't even remember what they're called now. They were from the previous annual catalogue. I'll just have a look and see if they're still, oh, they are too. They are called, I typed in the right thing. I couldn't think what they were called. They're called book treat boxes, and they come flat in three pieces, I think, and you construct it and put the book together, and then you can decorate them however you like. You can use them as treat boxes, or you can do something like Amber's done and make them into beautiful little mini albums. Isn't that just gorgeous? No, we won't be making one of these because this was a special, well, not on a live anyway. This was a special project that Amber made for me for Mother's Day. So yeah, it's really gorgeous. So yeah, so look for those, the book treat boxes, and then you can decorate yours and either make a little mini album like Amber has made here, or you can, yeah, use them for treats or whatever. But they are fantastic. Hey, Vicky, lovely to have you here. It is a cute idea, isn't it, Jody? Yeah, she did an amazing job on that album. I'm just going to pop it back in its little baggie because we're going to be getting a little bit inky today, and I certainly do not want to get ink on that. So I'll pop that over there. Now that I've shown that, I will probably put that up on my display shelf up there too. So yes, very cute idea, isn't it, Leonie? Yeah, it's really, really sweet. All right, well, we will flip the camera down onto the desktop and I will share with you what I have to share with you today. So give me a moment. I'll just cover up the camera so that I don't make you all dizzy while I do this. And we're going to do a little flippity flip, so bear with me one moment. Here we go. Oh, bit squeaky while I tighten everything up. Okay, let's get that all, flip that over. There we go. Oh, we got a little sneaky peek then of our project over to the side there. All right, oh, let's just zoom. Oh, come on, stop doing that silly thing. I'll just zoom that just a little bit more. Hang on one sec. Got to wait for it to do its thing. No, it's not gonna play ball today. All right, I'm just gonna slide the whole thing over then. There we go. There we go. That should be hopefully looking honky-dory. Okay, now you'll probably notice that the sound changes a little bit when I flip the camera. At the moment, I don't have any control over that. It's to do with the changing of the camera from the front camera to the back camera. It's quite annoying. It's because they've changed all these settings in Facebook Lives now. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with a workaround for that at the moment. So you might need to turn the volume up. So if you need to just turn the volume up a little bit, just turn your volume up so that you can hear me okay. Hey Robin, how are you? Lovely to have you here. Alrighty. Now, as I said, I can show you the inside of the catalogue now. So it's very, very exciting that I can open this up and share with you. Now, tell me in the comments who has a physical copy of the catalogue. And if you don't have a physical copy of the catalogue, let me know in the comments if you've looked at a copy online. Type that in the comments for me. Now, if you are here in Australia and you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you're working with, please let me know because I would love to get a catalogue to you. In fact, the links that I put down in the comments, you can click on there and request a catalogue. Yeah, so feel free to do that as well if you are looking for a paper catalogue. I love to have, I mean, you can look at it online, but I like to have one in my craft room so I can flick through the pages, I can get ideas, I can look at all the beautiful samples and get lots and lots of creative inspiration from in here. There's just something special about sitting and flicking through the pages. Yeah. So definitely let me know if you'd like one. Now, I'll just let you know of a few things, where to find a few things. I always think it's lovely to read the little blurb on the inside of the front cover from Shelley, who is the co-founder of Stampin' Up, and her daughter Sarah, who is the current CEO of Stampin' Up. It's always lovely to read their little message. So have a little read of that if you haven't already. Then on pages 2 and 3, or page 3 really, you've got the table of contents. So that'll help you to find where things are in the catalogue. Over on page 2 though, there are a few little icons that you might like to take note of. I'm just going to put my glasses on so that I can read this a bit better. There we go. The little N, that'll show you, that'll appear next to products that are brand new in the catalogue. So look out for that. There's some QR codes throughout the catalogue that you can click on for more information about products. So you can scan that with your phone camera. So if you open up photos on your phone, then you should be able to scan those QR codes. And then if you want more details about certain products, you'll see a little shopping cart, a little love heart on it. You'll know that there'll be more information in the online store about those things. Okay. Not all stamped images in the catalogue are shown at 100%, but this is a full-size stamp case, so it's kind of cut off a little bit because you've got the fold in the page, but it's almost a full-size stamp case, so that's kind of the size of the regular stamp sets, okay? Just for reference there. You've got some information here about making a difference, about gathering with your friends to craft. That's always a lot of fun. Then if you keep going over the pages, there's some information here, or a little blurb here about the new rewards program. So if you don't know anything about the new rewards program yet, I did put some information in my newsletter last week. So if you are not, if you're not yet subscribed to my newsletter, feel free to go to my blog, which is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, and click on subscribe to my newsletter, and I'll keep you updated there with all the latest information, Stampin' Up news. I give you weekly creative inspiration, and sometimes I put in additional things in there as well, additional freebies that you don't find, that I don't put anywhere else. But yeah, so the new rewards program, you can earn 10% of your order over $35, that's Australian dollars. You'll earn that in rewards that you can then spend in your future orders. So you can save them up for a big ticket item, or you can use them in smaller increments, however you like when you're shopping. So every time you shop and your order is over $35, you'll actually be earning rewards on that. So, and then you get to save money because you get to use that on future orders. So it's really cool. And demonstrators get that as well as our discount and all the other perks. So just so you know that as well. So then the catalogue is broken up into different sections. So the step-by-step crafting is for those who like a choreographed crafting project. So that's where our kits come into play and things like that. You'll find at the top of each page up here, it's got the different sections of the catalogue, which coordinate with the contents at the front of the catalogue. So you'll see all those different ones there, and they're all color-coded. Okay, so I'm not going to go through every page, but I just wanted to share a few things. There's some scrapbooking workshop kits. There's just a few of our regular kits, but if you go to the online store and you go on to the kits collection, you can either go see them in kits collection or online exclusives. You'll see the whole range of kits. There's only a few here in the catalogue, but there's a whole heap more in the online store, so be sure to check those out. The scrapbooking workshop kits, they're here in the catalogue. These are all the new ones. They are gorgeous. So these are the ones that have everything in them for you to create the layouts. And then there is some other options further through the catalogue. There's quick and easy options of card making. You've got some of your mix and match ephemera packs. You've got card and envelopes packs. You've got tags. You've got greetings already pre-printed for you and die cut. You just pop them out. You've got some layouts here, some card and tag templates or layouts that you can use for your creative inspiration. So you can use some of those to create your designs on your cards. If you're a bit lost or you've lost your creativity, you can use those to sort of get you started again. Here's some samples. You'll find lots and lots of samples throughout the catalogue. Here's some scrapbooking templates for some layouts that you can create. There's some more ephemera packs there, which are beautiful. They are great for card making and for scrapbooking. So you can use them for both. And in fact, this one here, this scrapbooking layout here, just uses ephemera. How beautiful is that? And obviously some designer series paper. But all of these little things, all of these little decorative items on here are all from the ephemera packs. So you can see you can use them for lots and lots of different projects. We've got journaling pens now too, which I have actually. These are the journaling pens. They come in a pack of 3. And they're all the same size. For those of you who might be familiar with nib sizes. They are a 0.4 felt tip pen. I'll show you there like that. And that's where I wrote my name. That's how fine they are. So they are really beautiful to write with. So these are great for journaling. They're great for an everyday pen too, actually, if you like using felt tip pens. But they are really, really beautiful and lovely and fine. I'll just put them over there somewhere, out of the way. You've got some more Memories and More cards here. We've got the 6x8 album, but we've also got some 12x12 albums further through in the catalogue. Okay, so these are the variety pack pocket pages that go with the 6x8 album. You've also got some Memories and More cards in envelopes. So these ones are the correct size to coordinate with these Memories and More cards. You can use those Memories and More cards, of course, in your memory keeping, scrapbooking, whatever. You've got a couple of sets here of the classic Stampin' spots. Now last week you might remember me talking about the new cloud cover, which is one of the in colours. So we've got our 5 in colours here. We've got the Secret Sea, we've got our Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger. Now, I got my hands on a cloud cover ink pad because as demonstrators, we were able to purchase the ones that they had created, but these large ink pads for the classic Stampin' pads, they won't be released to the public, to customers, because the colour in them is shifting. I was going to talk more about that when I talk about the in colours. So this big one won't be available to customers because it's not true to colour. Well, not all of them. There's a lot of them that are shifting. There's a chemical reaction between this colour of ink and the foam pad. However, you can get this in this colour in the ink spots in this classic Stampin' Spot assortment 1. Okay, these pads here, they are a felt pad or a linen pad. So the ink doesn't react with those. It only reacts with the foam in these classic Stampin' pads. It's a chemical reaction because the ink is obviously chemical and the foam pad is a chemical compound, and they're just for some reason not liking each other very much. So because they don't meet quality standards, Stampin' Up! Are not putting out the big ink pads for customers. Now I did test my one, and my one is a colour shifting one, so the colour isn't true. I still like the colour, so I will still use this one, but it's not one that is true to colour. So I'll explain a bit more about that after. But anyway, you can get it this way, or you can purchase the re-inkers. So you can purchase the re-inker in that colour and then get the blank ink spots, and you can make your own. So it's up to you. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. And then there's a second set down here as well. So if you want to get lots of ink colours all at once, that is a great way to go. Okay, then you go through the catalogue and then you'll start to see lots of other products in here. There's lots and lots. You've got all the sweets in one section. So I've got this sweet. We're going to look at that today. You'll see lots of samples and ideas. So this is really an ideas book. There's a lot of other products as well in the online store that you won't find in the catalogue. So, yeah, so don't think that this is just all the products that there are. There's a heap more in the online store. But anyway, you'll get the idea. You go through, and then you get to the scrapbooking products. And actually, let me just find the albums. I think they're further along. So in the scrapbooking products, these are sort of more free form, so you can get the products and then do what you like with them rather than the kits. Well, you can with the kits too, you can change them up. But this one, you've got additional stamp set that coordinates with the paper, which you can use in your scrapbooking, and it also coordinates with the suite of products too, if there's a suite in those ones. You've got the two-tone cardstock, which coordinates with the designer series paper, and you can get the designer series paper with the sticker sheet. So if you're looking in the suites, you can get the designer series paper just on its own, But if you want the sticker sheet, then you'll find that in the scrapbooking from scratch section. Okay, so the stickers then coordinate with the paper, with the two-tone cardstock and the stamp set, and then you can do your own layouts. So there's a few of those. So we've got the Memories in Bloom, the Turtley Sweet, the Celebrate Together. This one coordinates with one of the sweets in the online store. Same sort of thing, but different stamp sets, same paper, additional stickers, and you can get the two-tone cardstock in the colour range that coordinates with the paper. I love this one, Weekend Adventure. Now this one is a standalone one. This one doesn't have a suite that it coordinates with, but I really, really love this one. This one's on my wish list, as you can see. I've got my little wish list tab up there. And then we've got the albums. So the albums are on page 75 if you're looking for scrapbooking albums. There are two different types. There's a post-bound album as well as a D-ring style album for 12 by 12 layouts. You've got the page protectors, memory protectors down here that you can purchase. And then you've got all the flip flaps here if you want to utilize more space on your pages. You can use the flip flaps to add journaling or additional photos, that sort of thing. So that's all there. Two-tone cardstock. We have looked at two-tone cardstock. I've done some demonstrations when that was first released of different techniques you can use two-tone cardstock. It is now available in the entire colour range, which is very, very exciting. So you can find that on page 77, and you'll see all the different colours. You'll see the dark side colour and the light side colour. So it'll show you there on the page, and they've got them all listed there. So that is very exciting. Okay, and you'll see them all in beautiful rainbow order as well. So if you like to order your cardstock and your ink pads in rainbow order, there's your rainbow order. So yeah, lots and lots of things. Then you get through to the some of the bundles. We've got a few bundles. Oh, just to let you know, the 1 7/8 inch circle is currently not available. The stamp set, the Silly Safari stamp set on its own is available, but just not the punch. So if you wanted them together as a bundle to save 10%, maybe hold off getting those till the punch becomes available later in the month, so that you can save yourself 10% when you purchase them together as a bundle. Or if you want to if you really, really want to start creating now with the stamp set, grab the stamp set now and then get the punch later. Just know that you'll pay full price for them if you do it that way. Okay, some beautiful new products, lots of great new ideas, fantastic large alphabet and banner dies. These large alphabet letters, they are really tall, 7.5 centimeters they are. So what's 7.5 centimeters? So they are that big. They're obviously not true to size on the page, but they are, yeah, 7.5 centimeters tall. So they're really, really big. And these banners, the biggest one is going to be too big for a card unless you're doing a large size card, but they will be, the larger ones will be great for creating actual banners for celebrations or scrapbooking or decorating gift bags or, you know, making albums. I saw an album made with them in at Onstage earlier in the year. So yeah, they are really great. So lots and lots of beautiful things in here. There's some masculine ones too. We're going to have a little play with this one today, the Peaceful View stamp set. This is gorgeous. So we're going to have a little play with that today. And then we've got some returning products, which were some favourites that people loved, that were very popular. So they've brought them back, and you'll find them from pages 98 onwards. And then you've got all your tools at the back. Okay, so page 102 onwards, you'll find all of your tools. So that's important to know. We've got some punches on page 105, some standalone dies from page 107, and then your embossing folders on page 109, your blocks, your chamois, your Stampin' Mist for cleaning your stamps. They're all in here. your adhesives on pages 112 to 113, all the different types of adhesives. And it also shows you here what you can use those adhesives for. So there's a little key here. So if you look in each of these, it shows you the different types of things you can use those different adhesives for, which is very handy if you're unsure of what type of adhesive you need for a particular project. Then you've got all your specialty papers. So you've got your foils, your textured, your window sheets, your watercolor paper, metallics, then all the beautiful designer series papers. There's a couple of other specialty ones over here on page 116. All your beautiful papers. These are the color collection packs. So they're available in each color collection or each color family, which I've got one of those to share with you today. Then you've got your envelopes, embellishments towards the back there on page 125. Ribbons and trims on page 127. Colouring tools here on page 128 and 129. If you're looking for Stampin' Write markers, you'll find them in the online store. They're not in the catalogue anymore. They're in the online store under colouring tools, I think it is. Let me just go back and have a look here. They are under inks and colouring. Under the menu, inks and colouring, and then markers and more. And then you'll find them under markers and more. Yep, okay. But you've got your blending brushes, your brayer, your sponge daubers. Oh, Jodie's got her catalogue. Fantastic, Jodie. Great to see. Yeah. Who else has got their catalogue? Then you've got some of the standalone ink pads, like the specialty ones. You've got your white, your Versamark, your Tuxedo Black, your StazOn cleaner, which needs to be used with the StazOn inks as well. And then you've got on page 132 and 133, you've got some technique ideas, which is fantastic that Stampin' Up! Are including that now in the catalogue. There's a little thing here about colour personalities. You might like to have a look at that and work out what colour personality you are. There's some information there about colour theory. And then you get to the colour collections from page 137 onwards of all the different colours. You've got your cardstock, your Stampin' pad, your classic Stampin' pad, your classic Stampin' ink refills, your Stampin' blends combos, and your two-tone cardstock. And then underneath each colour family or each colour collection, you've got A4 cardstock assortment pack, the 6x6 designer series paper stack. You can get the stamp pads in a bundle, and you can also get the ink refills in a bundle. Okay, so you'll find those there. And then, this is a very quick walkthrough. You've got information here about kits, about sharing Stampin' Up, and joining Stampin' Up, which we talked about before with the amazing join offer. Then on pages 142 and 143, this is your index. So this is where you're going to find the listing of all the different things that you're looking for. Okay, all the individual die sets, embossing folders, stamp sets. So if you know the name of something you're looking for, you can look it up in the index there. Or if you're just looking for the pages that cards and envelopes are on, for instance, you can look up what pages you can find those things on. Okay, so that is a very quick run through. There's a little blurb in the back here about the angel policy. So if you are making cards to sell them, it's important that you put the Stampin' Up! Logo stamp on the back of them, whether or not you're a demonstrator or not. It's part of the angel policy that Stampin' Up! Carries, just so people know that Stampin' Up! Own the images, you know, in the stamps. So you can have a read about that if selling cards is something that you do. So there you go. So that was a quick run through. Now let me share with you some of the products that I received the other day in my order. So I've got all of my beautiful Stampin' Up! colours. Now I showed all of the other colour ink pads last week. So the Secret Sea, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, Strawberry Slush, and I just mentioned about the cloud cover, which just came in this last order. When I placed my order, it was just after midnight when the new catalogue went live, and at that point there was an issue with the codes for the ink refill, so I couldn't order the ink refill. They rectified that by, you know, within a couple of hours after that, but I'd already placed my order, so I've got to go back and order the ink refill in my next order, so for the cloud cover. Then I got all of those. Then let me just put out I'll move that over there actually. So these are the colours in the cardstock. Okay, so Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling. Getting my head around all of the new colours. Then we've got the ink refills in each of the colours. Okay. To go with the ink pads. Now with the cloud cover one, as I said, I don't have the ink refill for that yet, but it'll be coming in my next order. What I did is I grabbed out my blanks. So this is a blank felt pad. Now these are the ones that the ink refill will actually work with and not react with. Okay, so I've got this already prepared for when I get my ink refill. Now you can purchase these. They come in a pack of 5. So you might want to make one up for each of the in colours, or you might like to make the other ones up for some other colours and get the ink refills to make up your own little mini ink pads. I just I punched a 1-inch circle from a piece of cloud cover cardstock, and I just wrote the name on the top, and I also put it on the bottom, because with my ink spots I like to store them upside down so that the ink is always at the top of the pad and hasn't soaked, you know, or I mean I will fill it with ink, but so that the ink is always at the top of the pad ready for use. Okay, so that's how I do my ink spots, and when I get my cloud cover ink refill, I will add the ink to that one, and that'll be ready to go. So you can do it that way. If you want to have the cloud cover ink, just purchase the ink refill and get yourself a packet of the blanks, or as I mentioned before, you can get that assortment pack that has the Stampin' spot in the cloud cover in it as well. Okay, so that's for that. The Stampin' Right markers I think I showed you last week because I already had those, but I got all of the, if I can get them out of the container, I got all of the Stampin' blends in all of the in colours as well. So now I've got everything except the ink refill for the cloud cover. Oh, I'm missing one. There we go. So you get the light and the dark with each colour of the Stampin' blends. Now these are your alcohol markers. Okay, so the alcohol-based markers, they dry really quickly. You can do blending techniques with them to create light and shade. You can blend colours together to get different shades of colour. They are really beautiful. You get lovely smooth finish with those when you colour with them. So they're alcohol based, and your Stampin' Right markers are the water based ones. So you can do different techniques with these ones to what you can do with the alcohol markers. Okay. Then you've got your ink refills. You can do other techniques with those as well, and of course your ink pads as well. Okay, so you've got all of the different options there of all the ink colours. Okay, now we also got some ink colour ribbons. Whoops. So I've got the beautiful ribbons in all of those. We're going to be using a little bit of that today in our project. This is faux linen ribbon. It's quite a stiff ribbon, and it's kind of a little bit sheer, so you can kind of see through it a little bit, but it's beautiful ribbon. It's quite thick. It does tie a beautiful bow. I did tie a bow, actually I can show you with the cloud cover. I tied a bow with this one. It does crease the ribbon a little bit if you decide you don't want the bow and you take it out. So I'll just retie it with this one because this is the one I used the other day. I should have left the bow tied actually, but it does tie a really beautiful bow. There you go, look at that. So it ties a lovely bow. I might actually keep that this time. I'll trim that off there and we'll keep that for a project. There we go. I'll just trim that end up too. Oh, I think I trimmed that one at a bit more of an angle. But anyway, you get the gist. Let's do that one a bit better. There we go. So there you go. So you've got a lovely, lovely bow. That tail's not even, but that's okay. I'll deal with that when I'm going to use it. So yeah, so you've got the ribbons in each of the in colours. And then of course we've got the bling, which I did share with you last week. Let's just take that back out of the packet. You've got the beautiful bling there as well, which is the 2025 to 2027 in colour flat pearls. So there you go. So you've got all of those beautiful in colour products available. Okay. So we'll be playing with some of those today, not the blends though, but I'm going to show you, I did do some samples of the colours to show you. Put that over there, we're going to use those and we're going to use those today, so I'll pop those up there. And the ribbons we're going to use, these can go back in the tub. And my ink spot and my cardstock. Oh, actually, I'll leave the cardstock out. All right, so I wanted to show you, I did a little sample with the Stampin' blends. So these are each of the colours, and I did it in the light and the dark, using both the fine tip, the bullet tip, okay, and then the brush tip on the other end. Okay, so you've got the nice soft brush tip. So that's what each of the colours comes out like. And then these are the Stampin' Write markers. Okay, so you'll notice with the Stampin' Write markers, the colours are a little bit bolder. They still coordinate with the cardstock, but they're a little bit bolder. So if I put that on there, you'll see how the colours coordinate beautifully together. Okay. So there you go. And you can see the difference between the nibs as well. So there's the Stampin' blends. The brush tip is a little bit thicker than the brush tip of the, well, that was just with me doing a straight line, not a squiggly line. So I don't know. They kind of look, oh, the in colour DSP. Thank you, Amber. Yes. Where have I put that now? Here. That's right. Thank you, Amber. I forgot about the DSP. So you've got the DSP in the colour range as well. So that's all the inks. And I'm going to show you the paper, and then I'm going to talk about, actually I might talk about the cloud cover ink first, and then I'll get to showing you this. So with that cloud cover ink, these are the Stampin' Write blends. This was the Stampin' blends. This is the Stampin' Write marker. This is the ink pad that I got. So that was one of the large ones with the colour shifting ink that's not stable. So you can see that it has gone quite greeny coloured. That's why Stampin' Up! Are not selling these to the public. They only gave what they had produced for demonstrators to purchase while it was available until it sells out. They only produced a certain number of those. So, but yeah, that's why they're not selling them to the public, because the colour is just shifting. But it's quite, I like the colour actually. I'll use it as it is. I like it. But it's not a true colour match to the cardstock, for instance. It's a little bit greeny. As you can see, the colour change there. Even the Stampin' Write marker is a little bit darker actually than the cardstock, but it still coordinates beautifully. Whereas the Stampin' blends are very close to the colour of the cardstock. And I'm not sure if this will show up very well in the camera. I think the ink pad, the classic Stampin' pad, the one that I've got at the moment, that colour has shifted, and it might shift further, I don't know. It seems to coordinate okay with the cardstock, but it is a little bit more green tone, which I don't know if that shows up on camera, but yeah, it's just not stable. So that's why. Okay, all right, now I'll quickly show you the paper. So we've got these gorgeous patterns in the designer series paper, and these are the same patterns that you'll find in each of the color collections. So we've got the 2 in colors, so the 2025 to 2027 in colors, which is these ones. Then there's the 2023 to 2025 in colors, which, no, 2020, what's the other one now? The other one must be 2024 to 2026. Yes, I think that's right. And then each of the color families have the same patterns. So there are 4 different patterns, but each piece is single-sided. Double-sided, sorry, double-sided. So you get, so this is the in colors, so you get 4 sheets of that pattern. And then on the other side is 4 sheets of that pattern. So you get that with each of the colours. Okay, so I'll just fan these out a little bit. Okay, so you've got those ones. And then you've got these ones as well. Oops, I just lost that. Okay, so there's that pattern, and then on the other side of that pattern is some like watercolored lines. So you kind of have that, and then that, and that in each of the colors. Okay, I'll move them up a little bit so you can see them. Okay, and then they coordinate with the beautiful cardstock and all of the other bits and pieces, the ink pads, the markers, the embellishments, the ribbons. It all coordinates beautifully. So isn't that awesome? So it makes it so much easier to create projects with everything coordinating together. So there you go. So we're going to be using some of those in colours today. Not the DSP though, but we're going to be using some of the inks today. So there you go. And so yeah, you'll have those patterns in the other colours in the colour family as well. In the colour family. So you've got the subtles, the brights, the regals, and the neutrals. Okay? And the 2 in colours. All right. Now, a few new products that I got in that order as well, aside from the in colours. Hang on a minute, I'll just move these out of the way. Now, I'll just have a look here in the catalogue in my suites so I can show you. I'll make sure that I pull out all of the products from the suite. Okay. So the Florals in Bloom suite, this one is absolutely beautiful, and it has some of the in colours in it as well. So it coordinates with the in colour products too, which is awesome. Beautiful samples there. I just want to case some of those. Like, they are so beautiful. All right, so these are the individual products, and this is a bumper suite because you've got the 2 bundles, you've got embellishments, and you've got the DSP as well. All right, so we've got the Sweet Blooms. Let me make sure I get these right. So that one goes with that one, and that one goes with that one. So these are the 2 stamp sets. Then we've got the designer series paper. I'll go through them a little bit more detail. And then remember I said in the scrapbooking section you can get the paper with the stickers as well. that's how I decided to get my products, because I wanted the stickers for scrapbooking. So I went that way. And then the In Colour Flat Pearls are actually part of this suite because they coordinate with all of these products. So that's all of the products. So we'll look at them a little bit more closely. Oops, not that one. That's not part of it. All right, let's have a look at the Sweet Blooms. So in the Sweet Blooms, you've got some sentiments, you've got some large words. This is a photopolymer. Both of these stamp sets are photopolymer stamp sets. You've got some two-step stamping. So the blooms you can stamp separately in a colour, and then the stems and the leaves in a separate colour. You've got some lovely sentiments. The stamps are shown on the front at 85%, so they're quite a bit bigger if you open up the stamp case. Look how big those words are. They are really, really big. Let's grab. There, can you see how big that is? So we've got lovely, let's enjoy, it's our, and day, so you can put, that's upside down, but it's our lovely day. Let's enjoy, we've got the word bloom, you make me smile, where you're planted, so bloom where you're planted, have a lovely day. Yeah, so lots and lots of great sentiments in that one. Then the dies. So this is the coordinating die set. So you can purchase these products together in a bundle. You can get these products in a complete suite, but remember, if you want the sticker sheet is not part of the suite. The sticker sheet comes with the papers in the separate section of the catalogue. Okay, so we do have dies to cut out the flowers. Then we've got the dies to cut out the words. We've got a die to cut out the little leaf there as well. So that's really awesome. And we've got the word itself, and then you've got the thicker outline of the word. So you can create like a halo or a shadow, or some people like to call it a cloud around the words. So that always looks awesome. And then that bundle coordinates with the Pretty Floral bundle. Oh, I just put that in around the wrong way. I like to put them in this way, with the dies that way. I kind of put them in back to front so that I can do up the little tab and then see the dies on that side. And then the Pretty Florals, this one doesn't have any sentiments, but you've got sentiments in the coordinating one, or you might have other sentiments in your stash that you'd like to use with these. But this is a two-step stamp set, so you've got the detail of your stamps, and then you've got the solid shapes as well. So this one coordinates with this one, these ones with this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then you've got your stems as well. So they're really awesome. I think that one is shown at 100%. Yes. So there you go. Oops, I'll put them in up to front, upside down, back to front. There you go. Okay, and then you've got dies for all of those. Plus you've got additional dies in this die set. This is a big die set actually. So you've got the dies that cut out each of those flowers, which is your open dies, these ones here, and the stems as well. Then you've got these additional floral dies here, and additional stems and a giant leaf there as well. So you can mix and match, and you can build your flowers using a combination of the stamped images and the additional dies, or build the dies up. I'm looking forward to having a play with that one. I haven't had a play with it yet, but really looking forward to that one. So that's going to be beautiful. Okay, and then we've got the beautiful designer series paper. Now I've only got a half pack here. I've already pulled out half a pack for one of the shares that I needed. So this is only, yeah, you get double the amount of this paper in the pack. So these are really beautiful. I think some of the dies might even cut out the paper, some of the designs on the paper, I think. Let's see. Do we have dies that cut out any of these? I should have left those ones out to see. I have to take them off the sticky to see. Let's see. Yep. So you've got dies that will cut out some of those images on the paper as well. So you can either stamp them or you can die cut them. Yeah, beautiful. Good. Awesome. So there'll be different ones that will coordinate. I'm not going to pull them all out because I won't know where to put all my dies back on my die sheet. I haven't marked it yet. Okay, so let's have a look what else we have. On the reverse side, we have a lovely pattern. Now, you could use that for a masculine card, actually. That pattern, that'd be awesome for a masculine card. Great for a background of any type of card, really. We've got this beautiful one. I love the colours in this one. I love all of these papers, actually. They're all really pretty. Then on the reverse side, we've got some watercolour sort of splashes or splodges. This one is really pretty as well. Does anybody know what these types of flowers are called? I don't know what they are, but they're very pretty. On the reverse side, we've got some more patterns there. Again, used for lots of different designs of cards. You can use them for masculine as well too. So when you see a floral paper, don't think, oh, that's only good for feminine cards or, you know, florally type cards, because you've always got the reverse side of them, remember, too. So you can always do, you know, you can utilize them for a lot more things. Really beautiful design there. We've got a pop of the new strawberry slush here. And these ones, these are gorgeous as well. And I'm just thinking, I was wondering if that one might die cut, but I don't think it does. But you could fussy cut that one. That would be beautiful, fussy cut. These little ones maybe might die cut. I'm not sure. Not sure if we have dies for those ones. But yeah, they're beautiful, beautiful designs on there. Some stripes on the back there. It looks a little bit like a watercolor background almost. And then these ones are gorgeous as well. And some beautiful little purple floral detail on the back there. So that is the Florals in Bloom suite. And oh, we've got the stickers as well. So let's have a closer look at the stickers. So these stickers, I haven't actually opened these yet. They are thick cardboard stickers. You've got sentiments in there, or words, not sentiments as well, actually, but words. You've got the individual floral stickers. You have got, you know, there's a couple of little sentiments in there. And then you've got these border strips as well, so you can cut them up, use them as accents on your projects. But there's a single sheet in there. It's 12 by 12. Just trying to get it out of there. Can I get it out of there? Hang on, it's stuck. It's in there very tightly. I might actually open that right up to take that out, because I might store that with the designer series paper. There we go. So that's the Memories in Bloom sticker sheet. And yeah, they just come out. They're very, very thick stickers. So they're nice and solid. And if you wanted to pop those up on your project, what you can do is run an embossing buddy over the back of them to take off the sticky, and then add some Stampin' dimensionals to pop them up. Or you could dab them off on your clothing to pick up some lint and then apply the dimensionals to them, just so that you get rid of all that sticky from the back of them, so that they don't stick where they shouldn't, if that makes sense. So isn't that gorgeous? So they coordinate beautifully with all of that, as you can see there. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, so that's one new suite that we have. I just might pop my dies back in the die packet. Okay. Now the beautiful gallery suite, I played with that last week, so I won't go through that one again, but I'll show you where to find that in the catalogue. That was the paper that I made the vintage card with last week. That is in here on pages 52 and 53. Lots of beautiful samples in there. And then you've got the two bundles. It's got an embossing folder, embellishments, ribbon, and the designer series paper. So lots and lots of products in that suite. Again, you can buy them all individually if you want to, or get them together as a suite. If you're getting them individually, if you're getting the stamp sets, I do recommend that you get the dies, the coordinating dies with the stamp set. You will save yourself 10% if you buy them as a bundle. Okay, and you'll see the bundled prices listed in the suite pages. Okay, so just remember that you'll save yourself some money. There's some more beautiful samples. Next, I got the designer series paper for the Kintsugi Inspiration Suite. I love this one. This is so gorgeous. I don't know if I got the embellishments and the embossing folder. I was going to get them. Did I get them? I don't know if I ended up getting them. I might have just got the paper for now. But I do want to I will be getting the whole suite of that. But, you know, you've got to spread these things out. For now, I've just got the paper. So I'll show you the beautiful paper. This paper is amazing. Just open that pack away from the microphone. All right, let's have a look at this beautiful paper. Look at all that gold foiling in there. So kintsugi is a Japanese technique whereby if pottery is broken, they glue it back together, and where they attach the pieces, they inlay this beautiful gold in it, and it's I forget the actual definition of kintsugi, but it's, let me put it in. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me put it in here. It is it's a technique for repairing pottery. It's a Japanese art form that involves repairing broken pottery by mending the cracks with lacquer and gold, silver, or platinum. It translates to golden repair or golden joinery. Kintsugi is not just about fixing broken objects, but also about embracing the beauty of imperfection and celebrating the history and stories of the repaired items. Isn't that beautiful? Like, we could, we could apply that to our life as well, couldn't we? So this is really beautiful paper. All right, we've got some beautiful swirls. It looks like waves on the back of this one. Look at this piece. How stunning is that? Now, you can use it whichever way. I don't know which way it's intended to be used, but I don't think there really is. I think it's a non-directional paper. Simply stunning it is. Beautiful soft detail on the back there. This beautiful one, they're all just, I don't know which one's my favorite. They're all gorgeous. This one's got some of the pots and vessels on it. So you can die cut these with the coordinating dies, which is awesome. And they're designed in a way that when you die cut them, you don't get a white edge around them. So these have been over colored, so that when you die cut them, the color will go right to the edge of the die, which is beautiful. As I said, I don't have the dies and stamps just yet. I love this one. This is gorgeous. Look at that, the tree branches on the vanilla. And then we've got some more of that beautiful gold through the boho. Oh no, not that boho blue. What blue is that? Misty Moonlight blue. And then beautiful petal pink on the back there. Isn't that stunning paper? It's really gorgeous. Oh, the color options are endless with the previous one. Yes, Jody, I agree. Yes. Yeah, so many. It's really beautiful. Okay, so that's part of the kintsugi, and you get with the kintsugi suite, you get the Inspiring Imperfections stamp set. It's got some beautiful sentiments on there, and you've got the vessels as well, some florals, and you've got the cracks. And the cracks you can actually use as branches as well when you stamp them. The embossing folder is gorgeous, and the embellishments too, but I'll show you all of those when I get them. The next one is Boho Vibes Sweet Collection. There's some ideas there too about the using the kintsugi suite products. So the Boho Vibes. Now so far with the Boho Vibes, I've just got the paper and the embellishments. I don't have the stamp sets yet. I'm planning on getting the stamp set at some stage, but I don't have it yet. Now this one again is only half a pack. You do get 48 sheets in this pack, but I've already taken half out for my product shares. So again, this is a really interesting paper pack, and it's not one, when I first saw it, I sort of thought, oh, I'm not sure about that one. But the more I looked at it in the catalogue, the more I fell in love with it. And I love the colours. I love the look of the rainbows, or the, you know, the semicircle. I guess they don't have to be rainbows. But I just really loved the colours. And they sort of have like an indigenous colour scheme as well, I kind of thought. Like very earthy, just really beautiful. So that's the front and that's the back. And then we have two more. Oh no, an extra one sheet of that one, another one sheet of that one, just because I've only got half a pack. We've got this one, and then that's the back of that one. We've got some stripes and dots, some sunrises. They look like little sunrises on there, really beautiful. Got some coloured dots there, and just some stripes on the other side. These would be great for masculine cards as well. These ones kind of look a little bit like zippers, I think. Some rainbows on the other side. I love this one. This one to me looks like you could cut it up and use it as different things, but I think the bottom part looks like desert. This could look like waves. This could look like yeah, like the ground and the sunrise. Yeah, I think that's really beautiful paper. Could use that lots of different ways. Got some more of those rainbows. Some more awesome rainbows. I just love these colours. I know there's something about earthy tones that I love. Really beautiful. Got some petal pink. No, I think that's peach pie on that side actually. Not petal pink. I love this one too. This is really cool paper. Not sure if that one goes that way or that way. You could probably use it either way. I think that's the last one. Yeah, so there you go. So that's the Boho Vibes Designer Series paper, and then the coordinating gems. These are the Muted Palette Dots. Oh, I don't think I've opened these ones yet. They are sticky. Well, the packet is very sticky. So there you go. You've got the coordinating dots in the 4 colours. These are really lovely. They're quite glossy. They have a fairly high dimension to them, the larger ones. But I just love the colour, and I love the glossy finish on them, which you're probably not going to get a true indication on film. But a bit better than seeing them in the catalogue anyway. But yeah, they are really beautiful, and they coordinate so well with the paper. So I can't wait to have a play with that one. Where to put the packet? Might actually put the paper back in the packet so that I don't get that mucked up. Okay, next we have, those I've shown. Hang on a minute, I'm just getting myself sorted here. Oh, that's that one. Next we have the Irresistible Designs Specialty Designer Series paper. This one's going to be a lot of fun to play with our inks and our blending brushes and daubers. So there's 3 different patterns. You get 2 sheets of each. And this paper has, it's very thick, very, very thick actually. It has like a UV coating on it with, well, a UV printed detail on it. So I don't know if you can see in the light, this one's got flowers printed on it. Can you see that? So when we add colour to that, let's do a little bit of, what have I got? Let's see, I've got some pink here. Let's add some pink to a corner and I'll show you. Wait, I'll show you the different patterns first. Can you see that? There's a floral one, then there's a leafy one. You see that in the light? Not sure if the light's going to pick it up. Is it picking it up? And then there's a sort of like a crosshatch. Oh, not crosshatch. I don't know what you'd call that. Like a plaid, kind of like a plaid. But I'll show you. Oh, there's, sorry, I said there's 2 sheets in each packet. Yes, there is. We took half out. That's right. There's only half a pack. 2 sheets of each colour. And if we apply, I've just got a little bit of ink. Is there still ink on there? Let's just see. I might need to add some more ink. Hang on a minute. Now, I haven't played with this paper before, so let's just see. I'll just do a little corner here. There we go. Look at that. It's like an ink resist kind of technique. Look at that. And then I wonder if we take a tissue and rub. Yeah, if you rub away the excess ink that's sitting on the UV coating. Look at that. It looks like we've clear embossed or white embossed that. You see that? Isn't that beautiful? So that will be a lot of fun to play with. So that's the, what did I say that one was called? That's the Irresistible Designs 12 by 12 paper. I'll show you where to find that in the catalogue actually. It's towards the back where the DSP is. It's on page, it's on page 116. There it is down the bottom there. So you can sort of see the designs a little bit better there in the image in the catalogue. It would have been really hard to photograph that paper, but yeah, that's where you can find it there. And then I got a pack of some of the two-tone cardstock. This one is the Memories in Bloom, which coordinates with the Memories in Bloom suite and the designer series paper. But this is the two-tone cardstock. So you've got these gorgeous colours here that coordinate with the paper. Okay, so this is the two-tone cardstock. It is darker on one side, lighter on the other side. It's got a white core, so it's great for embossing and sanding, tearing, all of those sorts of techniques, because you see the white core come through. But this is a great way of getting more colours in your range, is purchasing the two-tone cardstock, because you've got the true colour on one side and then the paler version of it on the other side. There you go. So there's all of the, so basically instead of just getting the 6 colours, I've now got 12 colours. Well, 6 colours, but two-tone in each colour. So isn't that awesome? And I'll show you, see how beautifully they coordinate with this paper. Look at that. So there are a few different two-tone cardstock packs that you'll find in the catalogue, especially in the scrapbooking section. But then you can purchase the individual packs of the, the packs of the individual colours as well, if you choose to. Okay. All right. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you before we're going to make a very quick card is some of the extra ribbon and bling that I purchased in my last order. So I got the loose gold sequins. These are fantastic. They're a very cost-effective embellishment to use. These sequins don't have a hole in the middle, which means your glue isn't going to spurt through the middle of the hole, which is awesome. And there's 3 different sizes in there, and they're quite, even the smallest one is quite a good size, like quite a manageable size. So I like to use my Take Your Pick tool to pick them up out of there, so I can show you the different sizes. There's the 3 different sizes. Whoops. That one's flipped over. Woo! There we go. See if I can turn that over the right way up. So there you go. So you've got the 3 different sizes. That's the tip of my Take Your Pick tool to give you a little bit of an idea of the size. Actually, I can show you with the in color dots. They're kind of the similar sizes, actually. They're pretty close to the same sizes as the dots. Yeah, only that these sequins don't have adhesive on the back of them, so you just need to add a tiny little dab of your multi-purpose liquid glue. So I got those, and you get lots in those, and they are also great for shaker cards. I've also got, I think I might have shown this last time actually, this is the gold striped mesh ribbon. This is really beautiful ribbon with that gold. It's a piece of white cardstock. So it's like a organza almost through the middle. So a really beautiful gold ribbon. And then this one is a 2-pack, comes with 2 different colours. It's Misty Moonlight and white, and it's a starter kit, a starter ribbon pack. You don't get as much on the spools of this one. You only get 1.8 meters of each of the colours, and it's 6.4 millimeters wide. It's a very lovely soft ribbon, but you get the 2 spools. It's a little, the price point is a little bit cheaper, so that you can get 2 colours. Yeah, and don't forget your white, you can colour that with your alcohol markers, so you can make that whatever colour you like. And yeah, it's just a great way of getting some ribbon a bit more cheaply, a bit more affordable. Okay, because a lot of our bigger full spools of ribbon, they have 9.1 meters on them. These ones only have 1.8. Okay, but they're a bit cheaper. So I got those as well. So that's what I got. They were the new things, I think, that I got. I think the other stuff I'd already shown you. All right. So what do you think about my show and tell and all the beautiful things? Fun, hey? Okay. Well, I have got a quick project to share with you using one of the stamp sets that I got from On Stage. So we were all given this one as a prize in the prize patrol, and this is a really beautiful stamp. Now this is a huge stamp, this one, and I'm just going to look it up and I'll show you which page to find it on. Peaceful View. Oh, stamp sets over here. Stamp sets are over on this page, page 97. Page 97, there it is there. I touched on it earlier when we were flipping through. Now this stamp is great. You can stamp it on some of the beautiful designer series paper, which I had that paper out. I do have that paper out. It's this one here. And there's some beautiful scenery paper in here. And we've got some of the other ones that are carrying over too from the previous catalogue and the online exclusives. But see, there's, I think they used this one actually. Yeah, that's the one they used, and they stamped it here on the trees. But there's other ones as well. Like there's that one that you could stamp it on. But anyway, you'll get the idea. There's different ones. We've got different scenery ones in the other sets as well, the other paper packs. Oh, it might even go with that one actually, with the cottage. But today, hang on, stick that over there. So yeah, so you could stamp that like they've done here, and they've framed it as well using the frames from the set I was using last week, which is, the name of it has escaped me. But yeah, you can stamp them on some of these beautiful designer series papers and make a beautiful scene card without much effort. So that's a cool idea. But today we're actually going to use it. So it's on page 97, as I said. Today we're going to use it with the new in colours and some blending brushes. Now, being that it is a large stamp, there are two ways that you can use it. I've pulled in my old Stamparatus, my stamp positioning tool. You can use whatever stamp positioning tool you have. Stampin' Up! Don't sell this one anymore, but there's lots of other stamp positioning tools out there that you can use. It does come with a sticker that you can apply to the back of it so you can line it up, which I've already done. It is a red rubber foam stamp. I'll just take it out of there. So I've mounted it on my plate here, ready to use. But, hang on a minute, I'll just bring my crate over a little bit. It does fit on one of the largest blocks. This is an F block, okay? And this is what I started with, stamping with it on an F block. So if you don't have a stamp positioning tool, you'll need an F block because it is a very, very large stamp, and that's the one that it'll just fit on this one, okay? But today I'm going to use the stamp positioning tool. Now, I did do some samples to show you. First of all, before I move on, I'll just let you know the image on the front of the case is only shown at 85%. So you can see the actual size of it is quite a bit bigger than what you see on the stamp case, okay? Just so you know that. You just get the one stamp in this stamp set because it's that one big large stamp. So I did some samples. Hang on a minute, I'm just moving all this over. I did some samples on the weekend and I tried different techniques to see how I would get the best impression because it's quite a solid image. I'll just put it back in upside down for the moment while I'm talking about it. So I did a few different things. I did a couple of samples with just the Memento Black, and I did get some excess ink there because I wasn't careful. But this was rubbed from the back. So what I did is I inked up my stamp with my my Memento. So I actually decided that I liked this stamped better in the early espresso, or you could do it in basic grey as well. So with the Memento, I inked up my stamp. I then took my piece of cardstock, I laid it down on my cardstock. I put a piece of scrap paper over the top, and then I rubbed over to get the image to print onto my cardstock. Okay, so that's how I did that one. You'll see it's a little bit lighter and more sort of speckly, but that's with the Memento. Now I did the same technique with the, hang on a minute, that one's the brayer. That's stamped as normal. That one was Stamparatus, and that one's rubbed from the back. So I did the same with this one here. And that is in the early espresso, and I use the same technique. So see how much deeper the colour of the Memento is. So if you used basic grey, you might get a nice colour with that. You could even use the new Secret Sea as well. That would be beautiful because it's a nice dark colour. Okay, Pecan Pie would also look great. Any of those darker colours, they would look awesome. All right, so that's one technique. The next technique I tried my, hang on a minute, Which one? That one. This one. This one I tried in the early espresso, and I tried the brayer this time. So I got the rubber brayer. Let me get that out of the bag. Hang on a minute. Same technique. I inked up with my early espresso. So inked up with my early espresso, then put my piece of cardstock down on top of the stamp, put the paper over the top, and then took my brayer and rubbed my brayer over. Now that didn't give a bad effect actually. It turned out pretty good, only that I had a bit of excess ink in this part of the stamp here, and I didn't clean it off before I braided it. So when I braided it, it picked up that extra bit of ink. So then the next time I did one, I was smart, and you can either use a baby wipe, a damp cloth, or I used the corner of my chamois, and I just picked up that extra ink that got on that extra bit of rubber there, okay? Because you don't want to pick that up like I did on that one, because that's ruined now. So just make sure you wipe that off first. So that's a tip for that. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with that. Even though it's a little bit speckly, it's more sort of aged. And you know I love aged. I love vintage and anything like that. Hi, Martha. Yeah. So, oh, you can't wait to order, Robin? Fantastic. That's great. I'm glad that I've given you some inspiration with some of those show and tells. That's awesome. So yeah, so I quite like that because we're going to apply extra color to that anyway. It's not just going to look like that. You can just stamp it just like that, but it might look nice on vanilla or on this I've just done on basic white. It'd look great on vanilla or basic beige. It'd look beautiful, and you could just leave it, just add a sentiment, a little bit of bling, done. You can add a bit of ribbon too if you want, or a bit of linen thread. So that's another technique you can use. And then this one was the memento rubbed from the back as well. Oh, that's the one I already showed you, wasn't it? Sorry, that one I showed you, that one I showed you, that one I showed you. This one was just the memento, just stamped as normal with that big block. Okay, I didn't get as much ink or as much pressure, I felt, with that way. But it's good when you're using these big ones to stand up and put your weight down on it as well, to get the, but yeah, if you like it a little bit more sort of grey looking, not so black, another thing I thought you could do is you could do it in Versamark, stamp it in Versamark, and then use your black embossing powder over it. That would make it really beautiful, because then if you heat emboss it in the black, it'll come up very, very rich and very, very deep. So I haven't tried that technique yet, but I thought of that later last night. But it was very, very, very late when I was doing all of these samples. This one I think is the best one, and this is the one that I used with the Stamparatus. But I didn't stamp it quite well the second time because I hadn't marked at that time where to line up my paper on the Stamparatus. So with the Stamparatus, because of the hinges, you can't put anything that you want to stamp onto close into the corners, because it won't pick up, there's no give where the hinges are, so it won't pick up the stamped image there. So with this one, and because I'm stamping a full piece, I had to sort of line it up over here away from the edges. But after I stamped it the first time, I tried to reline it back up before I'd marked with my pencil where to line up my cardstock, which I have lined up now, so it should stamp out better this time. So let's give that a go. And you know what? We are going to, so hang on a minute, which one do I have here that I was going to use? That one I think we're going to use. That one. Oh, I could use that one. It's a little bit shadowy, but yeah, we might use that one. But you know what? I'm going to show you how to do it. So if you've got a stamp positioning tool, whether that be a Stamparatus or something else, as I said, the Stamparatus is no longer available. But if you set up your plates ready to receive that, how about we do a basic grey one and see how that turns out, actually. I haven't tested my basic grey, so I'm not sure how inky it is. Oh, you know what I need to do first? Cut my cardstock. I don't have that ready. Okay, this is actually a really quick card to put together. So we're going to cut our cardstock first. We're going to need a card front size to begin with. So I'm taking an A4 sheet. I'm cutting that at 14.85, which is exactly half. I'm going to turn that on the long side and cut that at 10.5 to make a, 2 card front pieces. Okay, so they are now 2 exact card front pieces. That's the size we're going to start with, and then we're going to trim it down once we've stamped it. Alrighty. Now I've got my paper marked up where I need to line up my cardstock, and I've got my magnet here to hold the paper in place. Now I can't put the magnet on my cardstock because the image is going to cover the complete piece of cardstock. So that's why I've got some pencil marks here to line up my cardstock. So I'll just make sure I get that lined up exactly where I want it. Okay, good. Now I'm going to ink up my, what I should have done is put it on the side, but I actually put it at the top. So we're going to be stamping down that way. So I'm just going to turn this around for a moment while I ink it up. If you are using a Stamparatus, if you're inking up your stamp, I do suggest popping a stamp case underneath your stamp so that it sits flat. Otherwise it'll be at an angle and it's really hard to get the ink coverage even. Okay, well this ink pad's looking pretty inky, so that's good. I'm not sure how the basic grey will go in comparison to the early espresso, but let's give it a go and see. Do some experimenting. There we go. Okay, now you'll notice I've got a bit of ink there. So I'm going to quickly clean that off, but I want to work fairly fast. I don't want that ink to dry, to start to dry on the stamp, on the rubber stamp. So I'm just going to remove that as much as I can. Probably should have used a wipe, would have been quicker and more, I would have had more precision. There we go, that'll do. All right. There. Okay, I'll just double check that I've still got my paper lined up where it's meant to be. Yep, okay. And we're going to press. I'm going to stand up and we're going to press that really firmly. I actually have a tool to use for this, but I didn't get it out today. So just give that a good press all around that image. Now, as we lift it up, because we've got a lot of ink on there, oh, there we go, it didn't stick. I thought that perhaps it might stick to the stamp, but it actually didn't. Now, that's come out not too bad. That's actually, it's softer. It's not like black because we've used grey, not black. But it's actually come out not too bad. I would use that as it is. But if we want to make it darker, let's see if we can line it back up. See how I go. Lining this back up and re-stamping. I'm going to take it out this time and lay it flat. So we'll re-ink. It's such a beautiful stamp. The large ones can be a little bit tricky to work with though, but if you're brave or if you've got a stamp positioning tool, it does make it a lot easier. But the effect, it's worth it. The effect is so beautiful. There we go. Okay. Now I've got a little bit of ink in there again. So I'll just take my chamois. Just don't want it to pick that up. There we go. Okay. Put this back in the hinge. Check I've got my paper lined up because I don't want to, oh, it's not quite lined up actually. Just rest that there for a minute because I don't want it to shadow, not shadow, what do you call it? Yeah, I guess shadow or smudge. There we go. Okay, let's see how we go with that. Try again. Firm pressure. Now, if you're using the big block, you'll do the same thing with keeping firm, like pressing firm pressure down onto your stamp. But of course, you don't want to rock your stamp when you do that if you're using the big block. And the big block, I would suggest holding it with 2 hands. If you've got really large hands, you can sort of span your hand. You might want to stamp it sideways that way. But otherwise, you've got these little grooves in here. So you can kind of get your fingers in there to, you know, hold on to it. It is quite heavy though. All right, there we go. I did smudge it a little bit, but it's a little bit darker now. It's a little bit smudgy, but I would still use that. It's not too noticeable actually. So, and then you just trim that down to the size that you need it. So isn't that cool? All right, now before you do any inking over the top of it, you would want that ink to dry. I'll just put this aside. Of course, we need to clean our stamp. Let's clean it first. Just ink off the extra ink onto the paper there, and then we'll give that a clean. Let's turn that up the other way to give it a clean with our chamois. Go. Just close that chamois case. All right, we'll pop that over to the side and let that dry. Okay, now I would let that dry before I start doing any inking on it. Okay, so because I'm going to let that one dry, we're going to prepare, we're going to do one that I prepared earlier. Basically, this is what we're going to create, okay? So we're going to create a sunrise in the background, and we're going to be using our brand new in colors to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that, how to layer up your colors. Now you can create the sunrise first and then stamp your image over the top. I've done it the other way around with this. You probably get a deeper stamped image if you do it that way. I don't know, maybe not. But I had already stamped all of these samples, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use the samples that I've already created. So I'm going to do it on this one, because these other ones, I wasn't, oh, that one wouldn't be so bad as well. It's a little bit lighter, but it wouldn't be so bad. These ones are very, very pale, so, all right, so let's do it. Let's see, where's my, that's probably about that color actually, and that's the deeper one. So I might do it on that one. All right, so we're going to need scrap paper. We're going to need our, just put that one back up there, our in colors. So I've got all of the in colors. Now any of these products are available now, and you can find them in my online store. And to get to my online store, you can go to my blog, which is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, and click on the shop icon or the shop link at the top, or you can go to my demonstrator my Stampin' Up website, which is mandywitherby.stampinup.net, and that also you can click on the shop button there too. All right, so we are going to go with the color order like this. Okay, so I'm going to open up all of these ink pads. Now, if you are worried about accidentally mixing up your brushes, which I have done, and let's hope I don't do it today on camera, then maybe just open one color at a time, but we're kind of on a bit of a time limit today. Okay, that's my deep one. Now I've got lots of blending brushes. They come in a pack of 3 when you purchase them. These are the standard size ones, and we do have the minis as well. The minis are great for, or not the minis, the small blending brushes. These are the small ones. They are great. You can see the different size there. They're great for doing smaller sections, but we're doing quite large sections here, so I like to use the larger brushes when I'm working on a larger area. Okay, so we're going to start first of all with the ground down here, and we're going to make the ground dark. So I'm going to do Secret C. I'm going to tap off the excess ink on my paper first so that it doesn't get too splodgy. And we're just going to make the ground very dark, because when the sun is rising, the ground is very dark to begin with. It's hard to see where you're walking, it's hard to see what's on the ground. So we're just going to make that part dark. Okay, I'm also going to do a little bit of dark just at the top. Who else loves their blending brushes? Do you love using blending brushes? I love them, they're great. I'm going to do a little bit down the sides as well, just for a little bit of a border. You don't need to do that, but I like to just add that little bit of a decorative border. In fact, you know what? If I had a thought about it, I probably would have come back and done that at the end like I did on my original one, because now I've got dark ink there and I don't want to pick up that dark ink with my lighter colours. All right, so we're going to have a bit of yellow in the centre here. So this is the Darling Duckling. We're going to have the sun rising just here. We're going to build on these colours, so we're going to probably come back in and add extra colour to these. Okay, we're just going to blend it out to the sides a little bit there. Now you might pick up a little bit, if you've gone with a lighter colour after using a darker colour, because that ink is still a little bit wet, you might pick up a little bit of darker colour. So the way to get rid of that is to just clean your brush off on your paper like that, okay, until it comes nice and clean. So I did that earlier too, so I'll do that again afterwards. All right, then we're going to take a little bit of Timid Tiger, another one of our, now is this which brush did I pick up this time? I was using a brush earlier that had dried out a little bit with ink on it and it was getting really streaky. I think it was the other one. Thank goodness. Okay, so we're just going to take a little bit of the Timid Tiger orange and go around the yellow. Using beautiful circular motions. This is a good workout for your arm muscles. So just keep building up those colours. It's better to start off lighter and then build up the depth of colour, because if you go too dark to begin with, you can't lighten it up. So, and I've made many a time I've done that and I've missed tapping off the colour first, and then I've gone back in and thought, oh no, that was too heavy. All right, then we're going to add just a little bit of strawberry slush, just a little bit of pink. Now when I'm tapping off, I'm trying to pick a separate section of the scrap paper where I don't have the other colours, so that I'm not mixing those colours back in to my brush, like into the ink that's on my brush. So just going to add a little bit of the strawberry slush just in there, just to add a little bit of pinky tinge, pinky purpley tinge there in the sky. That one. So just add a little bit in here. We don't want that pink to be too bright. And then we're going to add a little bit of the cloud cover. Now remember, this is the color shifting cloud cover that I'm using today. So this might not be true, well, it won't be true to the actual color. I'm just going to add that up here in the sky a little bit. But when you get your cloud cover, if you use your Stampin' spot, then you'll have the true colour with your re-inker. If you make your Stampin' spot up with the re-inker. Okay, so I'm going to come back down here and add a little bit more of the yellow. So here's where we start building up the colours a little bit more. So I'm just going to extend that yellow out a little bit there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Might just add a little bit more of the orange, the Timid Tiger. Yep, I think that's looking pretty good. I might just come in a little bit more with the Secret Sea down the bottom to make that a bit darker. And I'll just frame these edges a little bit more now too, now that we've got those other colours on there. Actually, we're probably going to trim that down anyway, so I probably don't really need to worry too much about that, do I? So I'm going to trim that down. I forgot. That's okay. Probably going to trim some off this side actually. There we go. All right, let's just add a little bit more of the yellow. Just going to extend that yellow out a little bit and up a little bit too. There we go. There. Beautiful. Okay, I think that is done. Let's call that done. We will close all our ink pads. So as you can see, these new in colours, they coordinate beautifully together. And of course, they're going to coordinate with a lot of our other colours as well. Okay, move all my blending brushes out of the way. And there we have our beautiful piece there. Now, that's the one I've just done. That's the one I did earlier today. This one is still a bit wet, so I don't want to put that into my trimmer while that's wet. Now, I would probably let that dry a little bit because we just added a lot of ink to that. I'd let it dry a little bit before I trim it down or before I start handling it. I do have a bit of ink on my fingers. So I'm going to actually trim down the one that I prepared earlier because it's already dry. Okay, so we're going to trim this down now. Let's see what we're going to have it trimmed down to. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to clean my fingers first. I'll clean my hands because we're going to be handling other colours of cardstock too. So I'll do that first. And then we'll trim everything down. Oh, no worries, Leonie. All good. All right. Okay, there we go. Clean hands again. Well, I got a little bit of ink earlier, a little bit of dark ink. Okay, so we are going to trim this down. I'm going to have to trim those two end sections off to begin with because the stamp didn't stamp all the way to the edges. Okay, so that's now at, I'm just having a look, 14, no, what is that at? 13.9, okay. All right, so we're going to start with a card base of Strawberry Slush. Just for a bright pop of colour, we're going to have Strawberry Slush as our card base. We're going to have a border of white to really frame that and make that pop. Okay, so we're going to trim our white. I've actually got one already cut down to card front size, but we're going to trim this down to let's see, do we want a 3mm or a 2mm border? probably a 3, probably a 3mm border. So I'm going to cut this one down to 9.9, 9.9 by 13.85. Okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't cut that right, did I? I measured that wrong. Hang on, let's do that again. Let's do that again. I even have my glasses on, I still got it wrong. That's all right. No white cardstock ever goes to waste in this place. We always use up all of our scraps. So 9.9. Oh, by 14.25, that's why. Because I was looking at the wrong measurement. 14.2, 1, 2, and a sniff. 14.25. That's why the next layer is supposed to be. I thought it didn't look right as soon as I cut it. I'm like, that's not right. All right, this one is going to be 9.5 by 13.85. So 9.5, which will chop off that much. So that'll be good. 9.5 by 13.85. Now, to get the 13.85, I don't want to take it all off the top, I don't think. Let's see how long, oh, actually we can just take it off the bottom because this is already just under 14, so I don't need to take much off this actually. 13.85, I only need to take a sniff. Oh, I hope that cuts okay because my blade is getting blunt. There we go. And we can just pop that on there to give that a little framing. Yep, that'll make it pop, which will be beautiful. Awesome. Alrighty. Okay, so that's going to be a nice easy card to put together. Alright, so let's just adhere those 2 layers. I'll use my liquid glue today. And this one, this original one, I actually stamped that in early espresso just with the block. I didn't use the Stamparatus for that one. So I just used the big block. And it turned out okay. So yeah, it just depends on what you've got on hand. All right, so we're going to add that to the white, give that a nice white frame. It's like a mat, like we're matting a picture. There we go. And then we can pop that up on dimensionals on the front of our card, or we could leave it flat. What will we do? Will we pop it up or will we mount it flat? I might actually pop it down flat because then we can pop up the sentiment. Now, has anybody else created with this stamp already? I didn't ask that yet. Let me know in the comments if you've already got this one, if you've already created with it. Some of you who are watching may have been to On Stage and may have already got it. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you attended On Stage, some of you may have already purchased it. There we go. And what I've done here is I've already pre-stamped a sentiment. This sentiment is from the Beautiful Motifs stamp set. It's here, I'm here for you always. Okay, or you could use any of those other ones. You could use a long sentiment there if you would like to. And then you can, yeah, just pop that up. I've die cut that with the one of the smaller dies. It's a second smallest die from the Spotlight on Nature dies. It's 2 sheets of dies in this set. There's heaps of them, heaps of different shape, sorry, different circles with different designs on them. in the different sizes. So I'll just show you, that's all of the ones that we've got there. So I've just used the second smallest one from there. I've already die cut that, so we won't take up extra time to do that today. And we are going to get a little bit of ribbon. I might even, I'm just wondering, do I ink that a little bit around the edges, or do I leave it white? What do you think? Leave it white to tie in with the white border, or should I add a little bit of ink to add to the blending there? We could add a little bit of the Secret Sea around the edges perhaps, couldn't we? Or we could do early espresso to match with the tree. What does everyone think? Should I leave it white, or should I add a little bit of ink around the edges with the blending brushes? Or I could do sponge dauber. What does everyone think? Leave it plain. I was going to add a little bit of ribbon as well. We'll just use the Darling Duckling, so it can be like the sun rays, and we can either put it coming from the bottom like that, or we can have it coming out like a flag. Leave it to pop. Leave it white to pop, Amber. I can do that. Can have it coming out like that, like a little pop of color just there like that. What do you think? I might cut that ribbon there. And then we've got the bling as well. So leave it white, okay, and then add a little, you know what we could have done actually? I could have added a little zigzag of ribbon. That's probably not enough. It's probably not a big enough circle actually. I could do it like that. I could have it coming from both sides. Could even have it at a bit of an angle. That might look nice. Might need a little bit longer if I'm going to do that. Could have it coming like that. Might make it a little bit longer. I'll cut another strip. Got plenty of ribbon. Let's just cut some more, hey? Let's just make it a little bit longer. Cut a longer piece. Put it behind like that. Add a bit of an angle. Don't want to cover up too much of the tree though either. I chopped those tails down. Maybe the shorter piece would have been better. Now I'm being indecisive. Actually, what I might do is I'll put a little bit of seal on the back of here just to catch that ribbon while I'm playing around with it. We want to go that way, don't we? Do you do that? Do you often think, hang on, which way do I trim that ribbon again? How about like that? And just a little pop of ribbon. What do you think? Oh, hey Glenda, how you going? How about just like that? Do you think just like that? Just a little bit of ribbon, just a little bit of colour behind there. All right, I'm going to put some glue dots just under some of that ribbon now to hold it in place tightly. It's just wanting to stick up a bit just there. We are nearly finished, Glenda. You'll have to go back and watch the replay later. I showed a whole stack of new products, and I showed a beautiful, beautiful 3D mini album that Amber made me for Mother's Day. We had a big show and tell day today. It's been great. And now we're just making a quick card. I'm actually just finishing it off. And we are nearly done. Might just stick a little bit of glue dot underneath the tail of that ribbon. It's just not sticking down very well. Sitting up there. There we go. Okay. Then we'll add some bling and then we'll be done. And that's how quick and easy it is to create with this beautiful stamp set, because it's just, yeah, it's so easy to create with it. There's so much detail in the stamp set itself that you don't really need to do much else with it. Alrighty, oh, I'll need that. We need to add some bling. Oh, what colour bling now shall we put? Let's see, will we do, so we've got the, oh goodness, this is a hard decision now. Which colour, which colour? Could we mix up the colours maybe? I don't know, maybe. Maybe we could do the darker colour down here. It's kind of a bit of a subtle colour down there. I feel like, oh, maybe we should do the yellow to match the yellow in the ribbon. Should we? What do you think? Gonna lift that one back up now. Yes, I got it. Oh, thanks, Jody. Yeah, what if we match the ribbon? Here we go. We'll add an extra, we'll put another one there, and then let's put a little one up here somewhere. Maybe over here near the ribbon, do you think? Over here. What about down there? There we go. What about like that? There we go. Done. So there you go. Now we could have used whichever colour. We could have used some of the other colours that we've got here. We could have even put the pink. Well, we've got the pink cardstock. We could have used the other blue. I don't know. Like you could really just change it up and use whatever colours. I might even end up taking those ones off and changing it afterwards. Who knows? But there you go. So that is the beautiful Peaceful View stamp set. So as I said, it's a large stamp. There's lots of different techniques you can use to stamp that. It just depends on what effect you want, what tools you have, if you have a stamp positioning tool or if you have a large block. Yeah, it's totally up to you which way you want to do it. In fact, you know what? Being that it's such a large stamp, I reckon, hang on, let me grab it. I don't know how it would go, but if you've got the sticker on the back of it, which I have, let's see. Ugh. You have to be careful with this big sticker because it's very, very sticky. But if you don't apply the sticker to it, I reckon if you put it in your case even and put your cardstock over the top of it, wait on, if you put your cardstock over the top of it, how would that go? If you had a firm surface and you pushed it that way, it might still work, even if it's in your case. If you give it a good rub, yeah, see how you go, experiment, see how you go. But just know that you've got the edges there, so yeah. Anyway, have a go and see how it works for you. But I found that using the stamp positioning tool was a great way to use it. But this one was just with the block. So anyway, there you go. So giving you a few ideas today. Hopefully you've taken away something from today's video. Actually, let me just flick this camera. Hang on 2 secs. Bear with me. Oh, wrong one. Let's had it on the right one, and then I flipped it the wrong way again. So there you go. Yeah, so hopefully you've taken away something from today's video, whether that be some ideas of using this stamp or some ideas of using some of the other products. I'm just going to pop up those links again for you on the screen. Hopefully that will come up. Did it come up? No, it didn't come up. Hang on a minute. Did it come up? I'm not sure if it came up just then. I don't know if it came up. Anyway, let me know if that link came up on the screen. If not, then my links are all down in the comments, and when I upload this to YouTube, I will put the links in the description as well. So, sorry, there we go. Okay, got the camera all sorted. There we go. So isn't that beautiful? And those in colors, who would have ever thought that just using those new in colors, you'd be able to create a sunset or sunrise. Mine was sunrise, but you can do sunrise, sunset, kind of looks the same anyway, doesn't it? You got all those beautiful colors in there, and yeah, quite a quick and easy card to put together. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know how you go with all the new products. Yeah, and if you've got any questions about anything, feel free to ask me. Don't forget, I've got that class coming up. I've got the product shares coming up. Well, actually, the product shares are closing tomorrow, the current one that I have running. So make sure you jump in on that one if you wanted to get in on some of those product shares. It is a more affordable way of getting lots of samples of the different products. So you'll get a lot in there. So definitely check out what is included in those product shares. You do get a lot of products in them. So definitely go and check them out. You can check them out at my website, or you can check them out in the link that I popped in the comments. I've got my scrapbooking class coming up. Somebody special scrapbooking workshop. This is a beautiful, beautiful kit, this one with the layouts. It's the Storybook Moments scrapbooking workshop kit, and yeah, it's really, really beautiful. So that one, the registrations close on the, what does it say on there? The 16th, the 18th. It's hard when I'm trying to read it back to front. 16th, so that's soon. And remember too, as well, we've got the amazing starter kit special. If you want to grab some amazing bargains and get $134 in free products that you get to choose yourself, then definitely get the starter kit, because there's no obligation to sell. There's no obligation to stay. You can stay as long as you like, leave whenever you're ready. There's no penalties. And there's lots and lots of benefit, not only the amazing discount, there's the beautiful community. You can make some great crafty friends. I've made some beautiful lifelong friends through Stampin' Up. It's just been amazing. I never expected that. But anyway, there you go. So if there's anything I can help you with, let me know. But I better run and let you all go as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Have a great week, everyone. Happy crafting. Bye.